This whole rare earth conversation in, probably 2 years, maybe a year and a half, it was probably not even a conversation. It seems to me like it just waking up one day and it just took off, and it's like the bear being shot with steroids and wakes up. And so, why do you think it started? And do you or how do you see it being sustained? Can you see it being sustained? And if so, why do you think that?
Yeah, I suppose I touched on it before when I mentioned it's the efficiencies of anything that has an electrical motor. And with everything being pushed more and more towards electrification, as a general concept, requires better efficiencies. And the only way you can get those efficiencies, rather than like using traditional magnets, you have to use, rare earth magnets, which, if you've ever been metal detecting, and on the back of your pick, you stick like maybe 3 square rare earths. So when you're metal detecting, if you scratch the ground, run the magnets over the ground, which immediately pulls anything that's ferruginous up, and then you swing your detector again, and if it's still beeping, you've got a gold nugget. But if you've ever used, when you've been out metal detecting, you use those magnets, you understand, like having used a traditional magnet, like you've got a little one that's like, maybe it's like, about that big, and you get a traditional magnet about that big, and it's effectively the same strength, or even a little bit less, but obviously pretty difficult to like lug around. You suddenly realise how strong they are and why. You can imagine in like offshore wind turbines where there's close to 1,600 kilograms of rare earths. Why like say in a Tesla, why in a heat pump or an air conditioning unit, that suddenly the only way you can get efficiencies is by doing that. So with a large global push with government for like electrification of the world, I can't really see a way around there not being a long-term demand. Battery technology always changes. We talk lithium at the moment is huge. There are companies at the moment in Quebec that are getting massive intercepts of like 3%, 4% like lithium, which competes against, will in the future compete against Greenbushes. But battery technology changes, and the next one they're talking about is sodium. And the world has got more sodium. I mean, we're not far from the Swan River here, which was slightly saline, and there's a lot of sodium in there.